Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wednesday here on the Pagan Perspective. I'm your host Eric. This week we are talking about philosophy. So this week we are talking about philosophy, and we had a question from Mr. Abane. He wanted to know what kind of philosophical or theosophical ideas or ideals that we practice or that have a tendency to lend themselves toward our path. And he goes to cite an example of he's kind of an existentialist, so he looks to existentialism for ways to seek out right ways and right practices. So I'm going to go a little bit off topic on this one, I'm sure. But to very first to start out, I have to say I don't know about that many philosophies, or specifically things that are defined as particular philosophies. I know that the theology and philosophy kind of go hand in hand. Sometimes it's all a matter of how you perceive yourself and existence and kind of deity, and what those ideas lend toward your practice and your understanding of the world and the universe. I have to say that when it comes to that, especially when it comes to the theology part, I'm very much a universalist in the fact that I believe that all people and all things are connected, and all people and all things have an energy or a particular spirit or wavelength or whatever you want to call it, and we all affect one another. Now, this may turn out to be a really short video because this is a major part of my understanding of the way things are, is that everything we do individually and as groups, and just everything that is done, affects the universe as a whole in some way or another. I mean, people call it butterfly effect, people call it chaos theory, people call it the ripple effect, but it's a matter of anytime anything does something, it affects the universe. So I effectively try to change the world around me in a better way, and that's one of the ways, one of the major ways that I see things, and I try to present and affect the world around me in as positive a way as I can, so that hopefully it will be a better place for me later and for generations to come. I mean, I'm not one of those people who thinks 7 generations beyond myself. It's not one of those things that I've ever been able to do, but it's something that we should strive for if we can. But that's just, I mean, I know this is really quick. It's turning out to, there's not a whole lot for me to say other than that, but it is one of those things where I think everything we do, and I wouldn't know the name of the philosophy there other than maybe universalism, but I believe that everything we do affects the universe around us and vice versa. So I just try and do the best that I can to not bring negativity into the world. Another really quick thing to touch on is I have noticed that oftentimes if I'm out there and I'm putting out negativity, even to increase the positivity of my life, it still comes back negatively, because I say things like, if you have a tendency to say things like, I don't want that, and I don't want this, and I can't fathom the idea of this happening, what I've taught myself to do is to say, well, this may be something that I don't want, but that's not how I need to put it out there. I need to put out there what I do want. I need to decide what I do want to happen and try to make that happen, as opposed to just saying no. I say, well, instead. So it's just a few thoughts on kind of how I live my life and how it affects my practice. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to post them in the comments section below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can and as often as possible. Thanks for watching, everybody, and of course, until next time, Odin be with you.